Rusticity is a younger and rugged sister of charm. As we saw in our last video, elegance is an elder and much mature sister of charm. Adding further to that, rusticity is a rugged younger sister of charm. Rugged because she lacks refinement in terms of self-awareness and knowledge, but in turn possesses bodily strength and empathy. She is close to charm, but not quite there yet. This youngest sister has got the potential to grow charming and elegant as she grows in her self-awareness and knowledge. I do not mean to imply that rusticity means complete lack of self-awareness and knowledge. That's not the case. It's just that degree of self-awareness and knowledge is lesser than her two elder sisters, charm and elegance. As this degree increases, rustic femininity turns to charm and then elegance. As we saw in last video, charm and elegance are largely the attributes of the realms mental and ethereal. Rusticity mostly dwells in bodily and earthly realms. This doesn't mean it is less desirable by a human mind. While artists who relish themselves in feminine elegance portrait them as aristocrats, angels, nymphs, and such, whereas artists who relish rustic femininity portrait them as peasants, milkmaids, farmers, cleaners, in short, women who actively toil in the soil. I personally found two types of categories in this theme: realistic art and stylized art. Realistic art portrays actual females toiling in the field, who are least bothered by how they are being represented by the artist in their art. And then there are stylized paintings. These are portrayals of clean, polished, model-like females in rustic clothes. Purpose of this art is to glamorize the rustic life through good-looking visuals of women. Willem Adolph Bouguereau's artworks come close to this. All these artworks look like models made to pose for the paintings. They are beautiful paintings, of course, but we as viewers know they are highly unrealistic. We see them for their beauty, not authenticity. These models cannot be representative of rustic femininity. My attempt in making this video is to see the realistic or naturalistic paintings by realist artists who portrayed real women toiling in fields. Now contrast earlier portrayals with these. This one by Léon Lermite, Peasant Woman Resting, is much closer to reality than the models in studio. It's not just the style or art that is different, but also the intention. Here the artist wants to get closer to reality of rustic life. This another one by Polish artist Józef Helmoński shows a woman clad in Ukrainian folk costume lying on the ground, amusing herself with the trade of a gossamer. This again is much closer to reality. This woman has sturdy hands and legs, an obvious sign of hard labor in the fields, as opposed to delicate limbs of a studio model. These women are usually rowing the boats, milking the cows, carrying the burning wood, gleaning the fields. Take an example of gleaners. This one from Valentine Cameron Prinsep. This is an obvious stylized art. These are models made to pose by the artist. Or this one by Alexandre Cabanel called Ruth Gleaning. Looking at them, nothing seems like rustic about them. Their gestures, their bodies all seem too stylized just for art. As opposed to Jean-François Millet's The Gleaners, here women look the part because they are real, not models. The rusticity about them is obvious by their clothes and their sturdy hands. This is true rustic femininity I was talking about. Or even this one by Georges Loget, The Gleaners. This looks stylized but still seem closer to the reality because of their postures and clothing and their surroundings. Camille Pissarro, an impressionist artist, Julien Dupré, a realist artist, along with Jules Bastien Lepage, a naturalist artist, and Jules Breton, also a naturalist, all French artists who, in my opinion, have managed to portray this rustic femininity in their art perfectly. In art by Julien Dupre, these rustic women are not just sturdy, pulling huge cows, carrying water buckets on their backs, towing the hay wagon, but they can also be gentle herders, taking pleasure in watching over their herds, feeding the chickens, making the hay, serving water to their male counterparts, taking pleasure in wading through cold water, or just be themselves. These women, even in their tattered rustic clothes, are beautiful to my eyes because they are embodiment of strength and gentility at the same time. Artist Julien Dupre ends up portraying complete picture of rustic femininity in his oeuvre. Camille Pissarro's artwork, being Impressionism, doesn't go deeper into close bodily presentation for viewers to see minute expressions on faces, but still conveys the gist of rustic femininity. All these women are engaged in hard labor. Only occasionally Pissarro gives us the glimpses of facial expressions on these women. My favorite is Jules Bastien Lepage's October. This portrayal comes close to being rustic as well as charming. Both the ladies seem pleased with a hint of smile on their faces, maybe because they had a good harvest or conversation. Half-bent woman putting potatoes in the sack looks youthful and sturdy with a healthy glow on her face. Her peasant's attire looks like a mismatch to her beautiful face. It's cloudy and pleasant October afternoon that has brought a promise of prosperity and plentiful harvest. This painting overall has a very happy vibe. Jules Breton, another French artist who portrayed true-to-life rustic femininity in his artworks. Women in his artworks are farmers, not models. One can clearly see their tired faces engaged in various activities on farm. Being rustic doesn't mean these women toil all the time. There's time for merrymaking also, some resting, some chatting, some family time too. Let me know in the comments below which artists' artworks were close to portraying rustic femininity, not just artists mentioned in this video, but any other that you might have come across. And thank you for your attention.